Alright guys, here we are with the best small forward stealers in 2K22, so if you're excited, that like button down below. I'm sorry I didn't get this out sooner, but I went on a trip and I forgot to bring my mic, so I literally couldn't do anything. So I'm here. Also my voice, if it sounds a little bit rough, it's because I went to a concert during the trip and absolutely destroyed it. So I'm doing my best to get you guys some videos out here, but if you hear some voice cracks and stuff like that, I'm doing my best to power through it. So if you need to check out the PGs or shooting cards, they will be in the link in the description down below, but you won't have any of the newest Dunktober cards, and that's really about it. But we do have a few here. So if you guys are new, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's start off the hard pass tier right after right after a message from the sponsor of today's video. If you need your unlimited 12-0 domination Evo cards level 40 or even more grinded, contact Rose NBA on Twitter. Link is in the description. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, we can then show you the hard pass tier, where we have Emerald Paul George, Gold Darvin Ham, Emerald Andre Iguodala, Sapphire Matt Barnes, Emerald Carmelo Anthony, Ruby Michael Finley, and Sapphire LeBron and Mark Aguirre. Now, in general, I'm not really a huge fan of any of these cards. Matt Barnes and Michael Finley are down here because Matt Barnes was the most annoying card to Evo up. I don't know what it was, but him and Charles Oakley couldn't score, couldn't get steals, they couldn't do anything. They were terrible. And Michael Finley just has a terrible jumper. And there's another card who has the same jumper later on, but just not as bad. So, you know, there's that. Darvin Ham, I think gold-wise, is literally one of the best goals in the game, if not the best. Like, dude is just absolutely insane. Absolutely love him. But, I mean, he's a gold with literally no badges, so obviously he's still got to be in the nothing special tier. But I love him, and he carried me through a few early gaming videos. The dude just don't miss, man. He's absolutely amazing. And the rest of these guys are just meh, like nothing crazy at all. Now, starting off our still decent tier, I think I might show you guys everything here just in the spirit of saving time, saving my voice, because it doesn't feel good to speak right now. And here it is. We have Emerald Joe Ingles, Ruby Matt Barnes, Ruby Xavier McDaniel, Sapphire Larry Keenan, Sapphire Kelly Oubre Jr., Sapphire Anthony Edwards, Ruby Mike Miller, Ruby Lou Hudson, and Sapphire Scottie Pippen. Now with Joe Ingles, I don't know why. We're getting a lot of these gold cards. Like, yeah, he's alright, but he evos up, and he's just really nothing special. Like, yeah, he's an okay defender, he's an okay shooter, he's an okay slasher, he's an okay playmaker. He's just okay at everything, so he's still decent. Harrison Barnes should be a lot better than he is, but just really didn't do anything for me too much. Xavier McDaniel and Larry Keenan are both, you know, really good defensive guys with a nice midi, and Xavier's a bit of a three-point shot, but all around, they're really just in there to play some defense, and they're really good at that, especially Keenan. Just a nice, cheap Sapphire to just do easy things with. Kelly Oubre is alright, but just really kind of underperformed for me. I just really wasn't feeling it. If you have fun with Kelly Oubre Jr. and you want to use him, go ahead. Just not my cup of tea. Anthony Edwards, again, a card that should have felt great for me. Just really underperformed in my opinion. I just wasn't really a fan. And if you do like this Anthony Edwards, I'm sorry, but for me personally, he's just nah. Mike Miller, again, just really didn't have a jumper that I thought was nice. Just kind of underperformed for me. And Lou Hudson is just whatever. And Scottie Pippen is a defender, but like, bro, everybody else is too. Please do something else. This is a game where literally everybody has that clamp up defense, so you need something else to like sign your name off of to like be really good. And it's just, I don't know, not my cup of tea. Now we do have the pretty damn solid tier coming in here with the Amethyst Sean Elliott, just an all-around pretty great card who you're gonna like. I mean, I've seen so many people actually use this Sean Elliott card. It's kind of crazy, which is why I ended up ranking him. I think he's got a pretty decent jumper, pretty decent defense, just pretty decent everything. All around, he's not bad at all. Another one is Rick Barry, who I see a lot of people using. Now, I debated throwing him down, is still decent, but all around, he's a pretty decent card. He's nothing crazy, but he's still pretty good. All around is nice. The only thing that really holds him back is the fact that I don't think his jumper is too crazy, but that's just me personally. He's all around good, but just nothing crazy. Next up is Peja Stojakovic, the guy who has the same jumper as Michael Finley, but I just think does it better because Peja's got some better badges in there. He's glitched, so he has some better finishing, which is pretty nice, and he's just tall, so he has some pretty good defense all around. I would say that this Peja is actually a pretty decent card. I had some fun with him in the gameplay that I did, so you know what? I can't really hate on him too much. All around, he's a pretty decent card. He's nothing crazy, but he's still pretty decent. Next up is the Diamond Larry Cannon. Now, I know some people really love this card, think he's crazy because he's got some good defense, but the dude doesn't even really have clamps or anything like that to really play that small forward position great. Still doesn't have a bit of a three-point shot. I'm personally not too impressed with him. If you've used Larry and you've had a great time with him, I'm happy for you. I hope that all the things that you want Larry to do come true, and he's an amazing card for you. But for me personally, just nothing crazy, and I'm not really feeling him. Next up is Sapphire Jermaine Jones. Again, a really rare card, as far as Sapphires go at least. And just all around is a great card to have, especially because he's off the token market. I mean, like, what's wrong with that? Jermaine Jones, he's a dub. Now, next up, we do have Jamal Wilkes, who's a bit of an interesting one, at least to me, like, being on this list, just because he's kind of just a defender. And I know it might be a little bit confusing, but if you actually look at Jamal Wilkes, I mean, like, he's good, but he just, I don't know, doesn't jump out to you when you actually play the game. Like, yeah, he plays defense and he absolutely locks up. He is beautiful for, like, offline sin games where you're probably only going to be using other cards. But in general, I wouldn't recommend running him, you know, too crazy because, yeah, he's good, but that jumper is just absolutely broken. Like, it does not go in. Set shot 15, it does not go in. He's got the base dribble style. Well, he's a good defender and slasher. He just doesn't really give anything else there, but can still give you some quality minutes as long as you do not try to take threes with him, because it is so bad. Okay, so up next is Jalen Rose, and sorry if there was some awkward cuts. My throat is not doing okay. It is Ruby Jalen Rose. Now, Jalen Rose is a pretty good card that I did have an alright time with. I had some fun with him. Jalen Rose kind of is one of those playmaking small forwards, which is pretty nice. He's got a good three-point shot. He can finish a little bit, and just is kind of one of those all-around cards that I think is pretty fun, and is a higher one up there. Even has, you know, mismatch expert and stuff like that. All around is pretty good. I wish he could get clams, but all around I think he's still really fun, and with that quick dribble style can speed boost pretty well for a small forward at least. And next up is the Ruby Danilo Gallinari. Now, Danilo is one of those, you know, promo players that you kind of got to work a little bit to get, get lucky to get out of one of the packs, which is a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. And all around offensively, he's a really good card and can play the power forward really well. Obviously, well, he does have a good three-point shot, all that sort of stuff. Is a nice 6'10" small forward. He doesn't really have the defense to back that up at all, which is, yeah, kind of tough. But that's why he's only in the pretty damn solid. He's still a really good card, but just, I don't know, definitely not up in that upper echelon. Next up is the new Talon Horton-Tucker and Cameron Reddish, who apparently I had out of order, so I apologize for that. Talon is an absolutely amazing card, and so is Cam Reddish. I think the Dunktober set in general was a massive W for 2K. Just really fun all around. Talon, when you evo him up, it is sad that he's only a 6'4" small forward, which is why I ranked him a little bit lower. But I think as a shooting guard, he is just as good, and that's definitely where you should run him. He's got a good dunk, he's got some good shooting ability, he's pretty fast, and his defense is pretty good as well. Badges are pretty nice. I wish you got a claims and a quick first step to him, but still, all around is still looking to be one of my favorite budget picks, at least right now. And Cameron Reddish as a Sapphire is absolutely amazing. A great 3-and-D option. Now, again, doesn't really have claims, which you could add it to him, but he does have bronze quick first step and is a good shooter and is all around pretty fun with good defense. And I love the PG base. So there's a lot of things going pretty well for Cameron Reddish. And that actually wraps up our pretty damn solid tier. Which brings us to the Baby Demons area. We're starting off with my man, Ruby Tim Hardaway Jr., who may be, aside from maybe LaMelo Ball, my favorite Ruby in the entire game. Like, there really aren't many cards that I like in general as much as this Tim Hardaway Jr. If it weren't for him, I would have failed so many domination games. He is absolutely clutch. One of my favorite cards just of all time. 6'5", has that jump shot 49 base on the normal timing, is a great dunker, is an amazing shooter. I've badged him up with a bunch of gold badges, and I just absolutely love him. If he had a quick first step, he's even better. Even has some good dunking. Absolutely love him. I just wish he had a better dribbling style and some more gold badges off rip, or any gold badges off rip. But if you do badge up this Tim Hardaway Jr., I honestly would argue that he could make it up into the Demons here. But just as a base card, I think he is solid in the Baby Demons. Next up is Steven Jackson, all around pretty good, especially for an Amethyst card at the small forward. Offensively is just talented. Like, the dude is insanely gifted offensively, and they gave him so many stats and kind of lacked on the badges, if we're being honest. Like, he's got some good speed, some good shooting, some good dunking, some good post game, some good defense, some good playmaking, just good everything. Like, good all around everything. And even as, you know, goal catch and shoot, silver volume shooter, silver bullet pass, needle threader, stuff like that. Can't get glimpse quick first step, which is kind of unfortunate, but the Rudy Gay base with his quick drop style is pretty nice. It's just, if he had quick first step, this guy would easily be a demon, but I think without it, can only sit in the Baby Demons, sadly. Next up on the list is Diamond ML card, one of the new cards that dropped in the token market, I think. Sorry, not token market, the triple threat. I can't remember if it's offline or online vault. I haven't been on in quite a while because I was going for this trip, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, that he isn't triple threat online, the 100, which is pretty cool. And the great thing that you get with ML Carr is the fact that defensively, this dude is an absolute demon, man. Has, Hall of Fame off-ball pass, pickpocket, test defender, gold clamps, hustler, ankle braces, interceptor, intimidator, menace, like crazy. His ability to add quick first step, hyperdrive, and things like that. You can add any offensive badge when it comes to finishing if you wanted to, and some great things there. Just doesn't really have the shooting badge to back it up, but either way, has a 75 shot 3 and jump shot 75 on quick. So if you do pace him together with like pace and space coach, Monty Williams, or a perimeter centric and Steven Nash, you can get up to a 79, which is pretty good. Capable of you. And with that 98 perimeter with that coach boost, he's seriously one of the best defenders in the game. So while offensively he's not the most talented, defensively he is so good that nobody is scoring on him whatsoever. Next we have the two LeBron Jameses. Now, I know some people really like LeBron James cards and tend to overrate them a little bit. It kind of happens. It's LeBron, It's how it is. Just like some people tend to overrate a lot of cards, like T-Mac and stuff like that at times. Now, I think the fact that they only allow you to upgrade, finishing badges really is kind of annoying. LeBron just doesn't have the greatest of shooting right now. His defense is actually really good. He has some great playmaking, but he just can't get quick first step, which means he just doesn't feel as cheesy as you want. You have to add something like a handles for days on him to really make him overpowered. He doesn't even get catch and shoot. No Deadeye. No chef, no blinders even, so he's just not great. But as a finisher, he's pretty awesome, and I think you could really make a killing there. All around, he's good. I just don't think he's that crazy right now. So I think he's one of the better small forwards of both of these. I just don't think that they're anything crazy. And no, the addition of Hall of Fame Dimer really doesn't make the signature that much better than the normal. Like, they're both really the same. The Hall of Fame Dimer is great, but it's not worth the upgrade, to be honest. Next up is Amethyst Julius Randle, one of my favorite cards in the game that I didn't realize I absolutely loved, and it's because of the Rudy Gay base, let's be honest. I mean, that jumper can literally make any card one of my favorites, and I should just know it at this point, and he has Hall of Fame Limitless Takeoff. He also is a pretty decent defender even without having Calamus, but you can add it to him along with Quick First Step, and if you do that, he is absolutely amazing. Plus a catch and shoot and a sniper, and you're going to have yourself an amazing Julius Randle. He's just a great slasher, a great defender, a great shooter all around. Just kind of hits all the boxes, checks off everything, and he's absolutely amazing. Next up is Gerald Wallace, who I view in the same light as ML Carr, but is a bit of a better shooter, at least in my opinion. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Gerald Wallace has his jumper timing on normal, so I still would take ML Carr over him. But Gerald Wallace does have the ability to add all the playmaking badges you want. Only a silver clamps interceptor, which is a little bit annoying, but is an amazing slasher. 90 driving dunk is absolutely amazing. You love to see it. So if you do have ML Carr, definitely use him. But Gerald Wallace is still an amazing defender, good shooter, and pretty capable slasher at that as well. Next up, we do have my man Darius Miles, a great all-around Ruby, especially because he is glitched and just gets everything beautiful and wonderful that you would want on a card. One of my favorite Rubies just in the game, honestly. You just need to add a quick first stab to him, which he doesn't have already, and maybe a glue hands, and this card is a god. Even a clamps too. Add those 3 badges, and boom, you're looking good. Already has goal catch, a bunch of good finishing badges. He's a good defender. He's a great speed guy. A nice 82 midi, 85 3-point shot. He can dunk. He can do whatever the hell he wants. And the Brook Lopez base is absolutely money and never misses. I just love this Darius Miles. Love him every single year, and this year is no different. Alright, so next up is the man himself, Pink Diamond Dale Ellis. You get the Ray Allen base and just absolutely amazing shooting, and that's what you're picking up Dallas for. And he's great at it. I mean, come on. I wish he had his jumper timing on quick. Obviously, I wish... Honestly, most of these cards could do with having the jump shot timing on quick, and they'd be absolute gods. Like Taylor has Oscar Robertson on quick, and he's absolutely amazing. But Dale with that Ray Allen, I think on quick could have made it up into the Demons, but I think without it, he's just sitting here. He's going to have a better alternative for him that's going to be up with the Demons tier. He's all around pretty good, but nothing that I'm really too excited about. So, there's that. He's good, but just nothing crazy. Next up is a Ruby Karis LeVert. He's got jump shot 70 on quick, and it's just a good all-around Ruby card. I mean, Karis just does whatever he wants, and he is pretty crazy at it. I just love the dude. I mean, I love his jumper. I love his finishing. I love the way that he plays defense. I just like the Ruby card in general, and plus, when there's budget beasts like this that play as well as he can, yeah, I sign off on him real quick. And last but not least, in the Baby Demon tier is Diamond Andrew Wiggins, a card that I personally have myself. Jump shot 22 on the normal timing. It's slow, and it can be a little bit awkward, which kind of sucks. But if you go ahead and just make sure that you're only really slashing with Andrew Wiggins, using him to play some good defense and doing that sort of stuff, you can really kind of make it work out. Plus, the jumper is slow, but it means it's really easy to time and just absolutely get money greens. So you'll love that as well. He's another one of those promo cards like Danilo Gallinari that you do have to get out of packs, which is a little bit frustrating, but you know, the packs at least come out once a week, and you always got a pretty decent chance at snagging one of them out of there. But he's pretty fun. Now we can start off our Demons tier, which is starting off with the man himself, Pink Diamond Vince Carter. Guy's crazy. I mean, obviously the first Pink Diamonds of the game are going to be up on the top of the list. It's just kind of how it goes. And again, Vince is going to be better at that shooting guard position. It's just kind of how it goes when you're 6'6". He does have Hall of Fame volume shooter, fast twitch, fearless finisher, limitless takeoff, and post rise are all amazing badges, as well as pogo stick. Has the ability to add clamps, comes with silver quick grip step, comes with some really great shooting, with like silver mismatch and gold blinders and catch and shoot, which is crazy, and obviously good finishing. All around, this Vince is just an amazing card, and they, I guess, nerfed him a bit by giving his already kind of slow jumper the normal timing, which can be a little bit weird, but all around, still pretty good. I mean, let's be honest, it's a Vince Carter card. You're going to have fun, and he's going to dunk at everybody. Next up is one of my personal favorite small forwards, if not my favorite small forward, and that is Diamond TJ Warren. The dude's just got defense. Like that's all it is. You add a claims onto this TJ Warren, he's easily in that S tier. He's just absolutely amazing. He's a free card as well that you can get and just use whenever the hell you want. He is just, you know, amazing like that. Like, why wouldn't you want him? You know what I mean? But either way, TJ Warren just has a really good jumper. It's even pretty quick on that normal timing, and just he's one of those cards who's all around absolutely amazing. If you haven't got him from Domination, I highly recommend it. He is an absolute beast. Next up is the man Kelly Tripucka, just a guy who I don't miss with. I don't know what it is about Kelly, but Kelly doesn't miss. I mean, it was like that way I think in 2K20 when he first got, you know, released, and he gets to do anything. I don't know. It's something about that jumper that just absolutely doesn't miss. He's 6'6", so even at the small forward, I think he's pretty good. Love the shooting. I love the playmaking. I just love the fact that he's good. You know, that gold glue hands is absolutely amazing. Jump shot 35 is great. Just Kelly doesn't miss. That's all you need to know. And he's a free card off of the season XP rewards, which is always absolutely amazing. Next up is the man himself, Amethyst Kawhi Leonard, who is a demon. I mean, you kind of expect it. We all know that once Kawhi cards come out, they're going to be pretty high up there on the list. But this one just kind of blew expectations out of the water. I mean, he's not the most amazing offensive talent. I found that in my gameplay, but he's still great. You add a quick first out to him, and he's a god. Has an off-ball pass on Hall of Fame, has a bunch of great gold badges to make him a great defender. Comes with some great shooting badges like Sniper, Hot Zone Hunter, Difficult Shots, Lucky Number 7, Volume Shooter. And you can add Mismatch Expert and Stop and Pop if you wanted to. Some pretty good finishing as well, but it is a bit underwhelming. But I think that's more so to do with how overpowered Pink defense is, but that's on me. 79 interior defense, 75 steal, 91 perimeter is just absolutely amazing. It's an 80 driving dunk, has a ray on the base, and it's just an absolute god. Not the most amazing dribbler, but you're going to get an amazing 3-and-D card out of Kawhi. I can still slash a little bit too. All around, he's a god. Next up is the man Gus Gerard, the previous triple threat online ball drop reward, whatever the hell you want to call it. Triple threat online reward is Gus Gerard. 6'8", great small forward, power forward, has quick first step, has amazing defense, has great shooting, has great finishing, has a good jumper, and jump shot 17. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I know a lot of people do. And if you got him, you know that is a problem to score on this man. He just literally locks everything up. Now, next up is the man himself, or the men themselves, Glen Robinson and Danny Granger. I kind of view these two in the same light. Glen Robinson is basically the free version of Danny Granger, and Granger is the expensive version of Glen Robinson. Now, I personally have Glen, and I absolutely love him, man. 6'7", does whatever the hell he wants. I added a quick first step. I'm sorry, I didn't add a quick first step. I added, I think a badge or two, like maybe a quick chain to give me those good dribbles. I should think it was Sniper. I'll just have some fun out there. And jump shot 29 is absolutely amazing. He's a great finisher. He's a great shooter. He's a great playmaker, even with that goal, quick first step, glue hands, and downhill. Does whatever he wants. And still a pretty good defender, especially for a guy that's playing in the post. He had an intimidator to him, and he's going to be absolutely amazing. And still a good rebounder, and just all around super fun. I just love this card. And then when you get the man Danny Granger, he doesn't have like quick first step. You do have to add that to him, which has been unfortunate. But you can also add clamps, and he gets better shooting badges, which is pretty nice. So Glen is a better finisher, and I'd say a better playmaker. Just feels better, feels quicker, and actually I think comes a little bit more complete. But the potential upside of Danny with getting clamps and things like that is pretty great. Although I really haven't noticed any bad defensive schemes, I guess, with Glen Robinson. So beauty is in the eye of the beholder, I guess we'll say. Next up is the man himself, Carmelo Anthony, level 40. Putting him on the list because you actually can obtain him. People are getting him all over the weekend with the new Dunktober XP. He's a 6'8" small forward, power forward, 7-foot wingspan, and has the best badges in the game. I mean, he has Hall of Fame blinders, ankle breaker, hot zone hunter, and mismatch expert. Like what? And then has gold catch and shoot, deadeye, limitless, sniper, lucky number 7, and then silver chef. Like, the man is cheesy. Also silver quick first step. You can add a clamps to him, and I highly recommend that you do, along with an intimidator and maybe even an ankle braces. Like, the dude is absolutely insane. As a money jumper, is pretty quick. Isn't going to cheese because he's a slasher dribble style, but is all around amazing. His tendencies aren't the greatest, just like Steph's weren't either. But for a level 40 reward, the dude is holding up the standards. And last but not least is Allen Houston, who is just a better Dal Ellis, who you get from the collector level. Is a good card. Definitely an amazing card. I don't think he's one that you should really be buying all of this or spending all this money to try to get. But the reason he's better than Dale is because he can get quick first step and he can get clamps. Dale can't even get those options, so I had to put him down a little bit. He does have a pretty terrible dribble style in base, but also being able to play the shooting guard is really nice, and he's all around just a really good card, who I think a lot of people can have some fun with, especially if you have that clamps on him. He's going to be amazing. So that wraps it up for our tier list. Again, I'm going to hide all of these just for the last little bit when I'm doing the outro. People can't see and get a view. Go back a little bit. Just watch the video. See the reasoning, everything going on. Again, I apologize for my voice being raspy or just a little bit weird. This entire video I went to a concert, and it just wasn't a good time for my voice. So I'm doing my best. I'm trying to do what I can, but it's a little difficult at times. So like the video if you guys did enjoy. Comment down what you guys think of the tier list. Would you move some guys up, move some guys down? Let me know all of that down in the comments below. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. We are on the road to 15K subscribers. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.